All right, Warriors, this is Algebra 1. We are in Chapter 8, Lesson 5, and in this video, we're going to cover Example 7. We're going to graph a cubic function. All right, now, a cubic function is one where you have an exponent of 3. So let's take a look at the function that they gave us. We have the function of x is equal to x cubed minus 4x. And it tells us to use the zeros. All right, well, they didn't give us the zeros, but if we factor, we can find the zeros. So let's factor out this binomial that we have here. We've got, is there a greatest common factor? Yes, and that's the x. So let's pull the x out. And let's see what we have left. We're going to have x squared minus 4. Let's keep going. Is it the difference of two squares? Yes. So that means I have a plus b, a minus b. So I'm going to have x plus 2 and x minus 2. And then let's put the x in front. All right, so from here, we would use the zero product property, and we would set each factor equal to 0, and that will give us the zeros. So if I set x equal to 0, I'm going to have one of the zeros is just 0, x equals 0. If I set this factor equal to 0, I'm going to get that x is equal to negative 2. If I set this one equal to 0, I get x is 2. So my zeros are at 0, negative 2, and 2. So let's go ahead and plot those. I'm going to have a 0. I'm going to have a 0 at negative 2, another 0 at 2. Well, I'm going to need to do a little bit more work with this to determine what shape this cubic function is. So let me do this. Let me erase part of this. Get rid of this much. No, I don't want to get rid of all of it. Let's get rid of this much. Yeah, there we go. And, oh, I want to get rid of that too. All right, let's just use the eraser. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to choose a point between the zeros to find another point that's on the parabola. So let's choose a point between, whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Get the pen. All right, let's choose a point between the 2 and the 0. We'll put that into the function and we'll find the corresponding y value. So negative 1 is between those 2 points, so let's go ahead and plug negative 1 in for x. So that's going to give me negative 1 cubed minus 4 times negative 1. Whoops, that's not a negative 1. We write a negative 1 like this. All right, negative 1 cubed, negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. And if I combine those together, I get 3. So when x was negative 1, y is 3. So I'm going to put a dot at negative 1, 3. All right, now let's do the same thing, but let's find a point between the other 2 zeros that we have. Let's choose a point that is between 0 and 2. Let's go ahead and use the 1. So let's substitute x with 1. So we're going to have 1 cubed minus 4 times 1. 1 cubed is 1. 4 times 1 is 4, so minus 4, and that's going to give us negative 3. So when x was 1, y was negative 3. So let's go ahead and put a point down here. Okay, now we're going to join all of these together with a smooth curve. All right, so we're going to start here, and we're going to go up and make a smooth curve here, and we're going to go down and make a smooth curve there and go up. And we'll put our little arrows on the ends, and that is what a cubic function looks like. A cubic function is usually the shape of an S. Sometimes it starts off going up, sometimes it starts off going down, but it always makes sort of an S shape. All right, let's do another one. All right, so we're going to use the zeros to graph the function. Now, for number 13 here, it has already been factored for us. So we know that the zeros are 1, 3, and -3. So let's go ahead and put the point, let's go ahead and plot those points, 1, 3, and -3. Now we do want to find some points in between. So let's go ahead and choose a number between these points. Now the more that we choose, the better off we're going to be. Let me erase this so we have some room to work. Okay, well let's try putting in 0. Okay, so if x is 0, what will we end up with? If x is 0, I'm going to have 0 minus 1, 0 minus 3, and 0 plus 3. So that's going to give me -1 times -3 times +3. So that's -9. That's going to be +9. So when x is 0, y is +9. So that's going to be right there. All right, let's go ahead and choose another one. Let's go ahead and put -1 in. Okay, so let's erase all of this. And let's go ahead and put in -1. So we'll have -1 minus 1, -1 minus 3, and -1 plus 3. All right, so that's going to be -2 times -4 times +2. And that is +8, +16. All right, so when x was -1, y was 16. So let's go ahead and put that there. All right, and let's go ahead and do the 2. Or the -2. Yeah, let's go ahead and put in -2. So we got -2 minus 1, -2 minus 3, -2 plus 3. All right, so that's going to give us a -3 times -5 times 1. And so that's going to be +15. So that's going to give us a point right about there. All right, so I know I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to go back around down. I'm going to need to know how far down to go on the other side. So let's go ahead and plug in +2. I'm going to erase all of this. And let's go ahead and put in +2 for x. So 2 minus 1, and 2 minus 3, and 2 plus 3. All right, so that gives us 1 times -1 times 5, and that is -5. All right, so when x is 2, y is -5. That's right there. Okay, we have enough points to be able to draw our smooth curve, so let's just go ahead and join these points together. So I'm going to go up here like this, and then I'm going to come around down like this, and up like that. And and we'll put arrows on it. And voila, that one is done. All right, I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to finish number 14. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video, and on the next video, I will do one more like this, number 14.